streaming?
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, we are.
Are we live?
Yes,
I think we're live.
I think so too.
Ah. Is anyone watching yet? No, of course not.
Not quite there yet.
No, not quite there yet. I'll check to see if it's coming through. Should we turn the light on?
Oh, that's very...
Turn it down a bit, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Right.
What we're doing today, we're looking at PC parts again.
We are.
Did budget build at the start of the week. Thought we'd end the week with a big un.
A big one.
A big un. We've
End
got
the week with a big one.
$800, $1,500 and $5,000 parts list. Just trying to see if we're actually going live. Can't even tell.
There's one viewer.
Is there?
That's all there.
Oh, cool.
That's his line.
Hello. Oh, it might be me. What should we do?
Is it happening? Is it coming through? Oh no, it's not loaded yet.
Oh, yeah, there we
Okay.
go. Hey, it's like an Inception. There you go. Yeah, so essentially we're going to do, we'll talk about the parts list from our $800, $1,500, $5,000 builds. If you go to WePC.com, got this little tab just here, and you can follow along or have a look at some of our different builds that we recommend there. Oh, there's a Cyberpunk build. I did not know they'd done one of them.
I didn't know that either, and to be fair. So.
Yeah, we need to have a look at that.
Yeah, we should.
But let's start with the $800 builds. And as always, we'll start with the CPU. This is, what is this, 3600? Ryzen 5 3600.
Yeah.
And it comes with a cooler, and I guess that that's kind of what starts to separate the men from the boys a little bit when it comes to a PC building. On your more expensive builds, you do tend to get like water cooling or AIO cooling, stuff like this. But with the $800, what's it called? Wraith Stealth Cooler does the job. You did some testing AIOs, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was the results of that? Was AIO better than a stock cooler?
Oh, yeah.
or-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Miles better. Miles better. But to be fair though, they really did a good job with their Wraith Stealth cooler, did AMD. They're really good coolers for air coolers, yeah, I really do. I do like them.
Because you can get, I mean, I've seen the Be Quiet ones that are absolutely massive.
Oh yeah.
I imagine that they will do a better job again, but as a stock cooler, the Wraith, pretty good?
Yeah, it is remarkably good for a stock cooler.
Yeah.
Especially compared to what they were like 4 or 5 years ago.
Alright.
Yeah.
What were they like 4 or 5 years ago?
Not good. Not good.
And in terms of the CPU then, 3600, I can't imagine that I'd have many problems with most games that you want to play, right?
No, it'll have no problems really. Pair it with a good GPU, it's a pretty capable CPU. It's 3rd gen Ryzen, 6 cores, 12 threads at like, what is it, like 4 gigahertz, something like that. 4.2.
4.2, yeah.
So yeah, that's fast. And there's
Can it be
6
clocked
cores.
this? Because it's not a 3600X.
No, it can't
Okay.
be overclocked.
That's fine.
It's not unlocked.
Yeah.
There's no saying you can't overclock it, but it's not to the manufacturer's recommendation. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's not an unlocked chip.
It says there though, 4.2 gigahertz max boost unlocked for overclocking. I think that the person who writes for Amazon needs to learn a
Maybe.
bit more about
I mean,
computers. We tend to see this stuff all the time, don't we?
It's not an X, so what I understand is anything with an X after it with AMD is unlocked. So
It'd just be some nonsense person over at
might have
Amazon talking rubbish.
might have boost clocks are pretty standard.
Yeah.
Overclocking past that's usually for unlocked chips.
Let's have a look. What else have we got to say about this bad boy? AMD Ryzen. AMD are starting to get there now. We've got the 5000 series chips at the moment, don't we? And they're a lot better again. In terms of like comparison between like AMD and Intel, then would you say the 3600 holds up against Intel?
Yeah, definitely. With the equivalent, like i5s, maybe even some i7s. Like i5 are a solid Ryzen processor.
Yeah.
Ryzen 5, sorry, not i5. But yeah, they're pretty good. They're good in between, nice in between of
Yeah.
all the AMD Ryzen processors, so they're not too expensive and they're not overkill. They're
Yeah.
good like price to performance, sort of middle ground,
Yeah, cool.
but very capable.
Eddie Pro is saying, how often do you post a video? As often as we can.
Yeah, I was just about to say as often as we can.
Couple a day, hopefully. Okay, so 3600 AMD Ryzen, and we're going to stick it in an Asus Prime B550M. Oh, it's a Wi-Fi motherboard as well, that. So you don't have to worry about getting a Wi-Fi card.
That's always good. That's always good. I do
Yeah.
like Wi-Fi boards.
Is that the Wi-Fi?
It's like a shark fin.
Yeah.
It is, I think it is the antenna. Yeah, it looks like a shark.
Oh
fin.
my god.
You want
Like-
that now, don't you?
I just feel like, would that not be better, like, built in to the computer somehow, rather than having this like weird antenna sitting on top of your case?
I mean, I'd have it. Why not? It came with the board. I mean, I'd rather pay like what's like $9.99 and just get a Wi-Fi antenna that sticks out a USB slot. To be honest,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Yeah.
So yeah, why
If
not?
it had some lights on it, it'd be better.
Oh yeah, everything's better with RGB, of
Yeah.
course. So it is AuraSync, so there's some lights somewhere on it.
Well, maybe it does.
Oh, it's just got the header for it, the RGB header for AuraSync. Fair enough.
Oh yeah,
That's not.
that's not the same board.
That's
Oh, there it
theirs,
is, B550. Where is the RGB? Oh no, rubbish. Get away, rubbish.
Robust.
So this has got, it's only got one PCIe slot for your GPU, but I guess that's fine. 4 RAM, what are them ones called?
RAM slots.
RAM slots, yeah. One thing that I will say about this particular motherboard is look, it's got like a VGA sort of
Yeah.
inlet thing there. Where's the? So essentially, you need your motherboard, not your motherboard, your GPU if you want like HDMI or DisplayPort.
Well,
or
the
whatever.
HDMI's there, next to the USB slots. The
Yeah,
pinky purple
that
and green
one,
ones.
yeah, that one kind of here, right?
Yeah. But I don't understand. Well, I mean, they've got to have on board because you know they're AM4 boards, and AM4 are like your Ryzen
Yeah,
APUs go in that as well. So they've got to have graphics on the motherboard, so you can get an output from your APU. That's
Yeah.
the only reason they're there. But,
what I was
yeah.
thinking is if you have a really old monitor for whatever reason, you can still plug it in there. But then you'd have your GPU for your I don't know, newer monitor, HDMI, display port, stuff like that.
Oh wait, no, you won't be able to plug it into the motherboard if you've got a GPU in.
Oh, really?
It disables the motherboard I/O.
Okay, so that's fine, I guess.
Just get an adapter.
Yeah, get an adapter.
Your life problems can be solved with an adapter.
Your life problems can be solved with an
whatever
adapter.
problem
Like
you've
it.
got in life, you can buy an adapter for it.
Yeah.
You just can. You just can.
Okay, so that's the Asus Prime B55 or B550M. If you want to have a look at any of these parts again, then have a look on WePC.com, go to PC Builds, and this is the $800 build that we're talking about right now. Scroll through, nice video there, and yeah, has all the different parts and stuff that we recommend. These are updated all the time though, so if you do watch this video, or you watch this video and the parts aren't quite exactly the same, it's because we've updated it to make sure that it's always the best for your money on your $800 build. Moving on to RAM. Look at that RAM!
That's pretty cool. It got you very excited, didn't it?
Just look at it, man. It's like it looks cool. I like it. I've never heard. Yeah, T-Force Nighthawk. I love how they've made it look glowy.
Yeah. You know, glowy it makes everything faster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's proven fact.
Look at that. That's an intense photograph. What's that guy's eye doing there?
I don't know. He's eyeing up the RAM. I think
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So what's this RAM saying? 3600 megahertz.
It's good. It's good
Yeah.
for Ryzen. CL18 as well. DDR4. Yeah, it's a good kit. Obviously, Ryzen likes fast RAM, so faster your RAM is, the
What's the CL18 mean?
timing.
Okay.
So that's a bit complicated.
That's a bit complicated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's timing anyway.
Yeah.
Unless I've been misinformed, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
And this is just a 2 sticks kit, so 2 sticks of 8 gigs, which gives you 16 gigs.
Yeah.
It's probably more than enough, especially with the 3600 megahertz speed. Yeah, more than enough for most games, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16's kind of the standard. You can get away with 8, but 16's kind of the standard these days because
Yeah.
RAM price is reasonable again now. So no,
When was it not reasonable?
When was it not like the whole of 2018?
All right, okay.
When it was like 130 quid for an 8 gig stick of RAM.
Oh my god.
I remember that.
No, I don't remember.
Samsung, someone just decided to either stop making RAM chips or there were a shortage of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that was it. RAM price. Seriously, look at it on Google. Price of RAM in
2018.
18-ish. Maybe
I don't
last
even
year.
remember.
Do you not?
No.
Did you build a computer in 2018?
Probably not, to be honest.
Oh, probably didn't matter to you then.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was.
You seem like you were offended by that.
Yeah, I was like, how did you not know? It was horrible. It was a horrible time for us all.
But yeah, obviously, gaming PC, you're always going to want to have some sort of like glowy RGB thing going on in there, and,
Oh, yeah.
and this, look at that. That is what you are going to get delivered.
Is it Aura Sync? It's plugged into an Aura Sync board.
Yeah,
Plugged into an ROG board, so it must be Aura Sync.
it's Team Group. I've seen the logo. I've not really used any of their gear before, so I don't know if they're any
No,
good.
not used
to be honest.
it, but it definitely is funky looking RAM. So
Yeah,
it does get style points.
style
Yeah,
points.
it does, doesn't it? It's just weird. I like weird.
Yeah. Moving on to the GPU, and this is an XFX Thick 3 Pro.
Oh, I just like the thick.
Thick.
It's a thick boy. Right.
Yeah, 5600 XT. So, I mean, it is the previous generation, but it's still very, very good GPU.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And considering that we've only just hit the 6000 series, you know, which is not available anywhere anyway. The 5000 series stuff, I think at like $370 is probably a pretty decent price as well.
Yeah, it's probably the best you're going to get it for a little bit at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good pair. It's a very good pair. 5600 XTs. Not played with one much because
Yeah.
I'm definitely team green. I've only ever had NVIDIA graphics cards, but
Yeah.
it's alright from what I've read and what I've seen it compared to and everything.
Well, you've been benchmarking some of the 6000 series stuff recently, haven't you?
And they're really good.
Yeah.
They're really good. I'm really surprised, honestly, because like I said, I've always had NVIDIA graphics cards, and
Yeah.
the fact that AMD just all of a sudden are doing so well.
Yeah.
Because I always saw AMD as more of a budget option, more they can't really compete with Team Green, but
Yeah.
now
They're getting there.
they're getting there.
They're creeping up on Intel and creeping up on
Yeah, they
NVIDIA,
are.
aren't they?
Yeah.
They must be scared, those companies.
Oh yeah,
They should be. But yeah, I do like AMD's CPUs. And yeah, the GPUs, if we're honest, are slightly behind NVIDIA, but they are catching up and they are still very, very good.
I feel they're more reasonable. But I feel like what AMD prices for their graphics cards should be what NVIDIA price their graphics cards. I feel like
Yeah.
NVIDIA graphics cards are always overpriced.
But this is what we need. We need competition in the market. We need someone like AMD to come along and start pricing their GPUs lower and giving a really good product, because then NVIDIA are going to have to compete with that.
Yeah, they're either going to have to make a better card or lower the prices.
Yeah, exactly. So the consumer wins either way, basically. You're either getting a better product or you're getting a cheaper product at the end of it,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. It's what we all want.
Yeah.
Or AMD will just boost their prices with the next generation because they feel like they've caught up and they can make more money out of it. Great.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that won't be good.
That's the opposite of what we want. Don't
Yeah.
say that, Paul. 2020 is not over.
No, it's not. There's a 50... No, none of them are available.
No,
What's the Thick 2 Pro saying? I mean, that's slightly cheaper again, and that's probably...
What's the difference between Thick 3? Is it twin fan the other one? Was that what that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
thought
it's...
so.
And you can you can clock this one to... So the Thick
Boost
2
up to
is...
1740.
Yeah, Thick 3 goes to 1750, the Thick 2 goes to 1620. I mean, if you're not really interested in like overclocking or anything, if you just want to go with whatever the GPU supplies, I'll probably go thick 2 Pro because it's still a 5600 XT, isn't it?
That's just a boost clock though. You don't have to
Yeah.
overclock it. That's just press a button in your software and it boosts to that.
Yeah.
Some call it turbo. Some only kick in when you want it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
The only, like I said, the only other difference is that's got 2 fans, that's got 3, so maybe the cooling's slightly more efficient on the 3, which would justify the extra, just over $100, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'd probably go thick 2 Pro for me. But
I go thick 3. I'm used to a big card now. I want to replace it with a big card.
Yeah. Okay, memory-wise. So this is we were actually using one of these at the moment, aren't we? The Samsung SSD 860 EVO.
Yeah, we've got a couple.
Obviously, it's SATA internal SSD, so it's very, very fast. And it's only $51.49. That's a great price for that, actually.
It's not bad. No, it really isn't, especially for an SSD, of course. Because, like I said, it's a lot faster than a hard drive. Hard drives are kind of going the way of the dodo now, to be honest, in computers. Well, I've still got like 3 in mine, but.
Well, I guess for me, like with the what they call HDD hard drives or whatever, they rely on like moving parts which can go wrong. I mean, the SSD can go wrong as well, to be fair, but more likely with moving parts based component, and they're really slow and they're really big and they're dead noisy. This is basically silent running a Samsung solid state drive, and they're really, really small and they're not noisy.
And they're less liable to fail on you.
And less liable to fail, so
and just so much
magic.
faster. No, it's like night and day the speed.
Yeah. So we currently, like I say, are we using this one or is it the 870? I can't remember. It's one of them.
I think it's the 860.
But we've got Windows running off this. We play games off of it. It's a very, very fast drive. Really good. Really good.
It's a must. You got to put Cyberpunk in an SSD. Most textures don't load fast enough.
Is that what you've got at home?
Yeah, that's what my problem is. Yeah, textures don't load in fast enough from a hard drive. But
so you're just going into like a non-textured world and suddenly it all populates?
Honestly, right? No, the cars are like oil paintings that just float with no moving parts.
Oh my
God. Like literally, it's like 10 seconds. You can get in it before it loads in.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange, but they have done some optimizing with that. But yeah, I bought it like 7-8 years ago. I bought a 4 terabyte Iron Wolf and they were expensive back then.
Yeah.
So I don't quite want to part with it yet. I feel like I haven't got my use case out of it.
I have an external hard drive that I got about 8 years ago that was like a terabyte, and I don't even really keep anything on it anymore because everything's on Netflix. But yeah, I can't part with it just because I paid loads of money for it.
Literally, they were like hundreds of pounds back then.
Yeah,
really
so expensive.
Like £190 for it.
It sort of hurts me a little bit that you can get like half a terabyte there for like just over $50. That's so frustrating. But I guess that's the way of tech, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to need a PSU, and this is semi-modular.
So that's good.
Yeah.
This is less cables to manage. 600 watt, that'll be fine for your CPU and your GPU. They're completely fine.
Yeah.
What is it, 80 plus bronze? Yeah, 80 plus bronze, that's alright. Power efficiency is okay.
Yeah.
I suppose it all really comes down to what you're planning to do in the future.
Yeah.
When you buy your power supply, you should always consider what you're going to do in the future, because changing your power supply is one of the most annoying things.
Because you just got to unplug every single cable.
Yeah, and if you're like me, I like to put cables like behind the motherboard and screw the motherboard in and stuff like that. So it's all like tidy, like you can't see cables anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you
you put them between the motherboard and the case, just on the stand, like between standoffs?
Yeah, little lines.
Right, okay, yeah.
As long as they're not poking, as long as you've not got solder sticking into it.
Yeah.
I usually do it with the, like when you've got a Wraith Prism cooler, the one that lights up the stock cooler from AMD. You put that and then you wrap that around the back of the board and plug it into the USB. It's just tidier.
Yeah.
And the standoffs keep it from pressing together and smushing sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't recommend it if your board's flat on your case. That wouldn't do well.
Okay, and then we're looking at the Phanteks Eclipse, the P400. This is one of Will's favourite cases, from what I remember.
Oh, I can see why. It's pretty. It'll go nice with the white version of the RAM we got lined up.
I'm pretty sure we built a can't remember if it was a 3080 or 3090 build of this case, but it was in black. It's a very good case to build in.
I think the white looks better. Yeah, the white looks better.
Yeah, there's the black option there, which is slightly cheaper if you want to go over a slightly cheaper option.
Yeah, but white's...
Look at that, it's got a little bit of green on the bottom of that one.
Nah. White. Yeah, that's it. Can you change colour of the LED at the bottom?
Probably.
10 colour RGB downlight, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10 colours. It's not 1.4 million or whatever RGB offers, but it's 10. It's getting there.
Spring is smart. Hey, I got a question. I'm building a PC soon and using a water cooler. When you put it on CPU, do I apply force or no? No, don't apply force.
What? When I put it on the... Wait, I got a question. I'm building a PC soon and using a water cooler. What, like an AIO or like...
I'm assuming it's an AIO. Is it AIO or is it custom loop water cooling?
I mean, there is the things such as mounting pressure, but you don't have to force it on there.
Yeah. Zion Black is saying, hey guys, is $300 able to get you a PC? Yes, it is. We did a live stream on this on Monday, and we have a $300 build. If you go to WePC.com, hover over builds, budget builds, and it's our one at the bottom there. This is a $300 build that we were talking about on Monday, and it's actually pretty decent.
There's plenty of room in the future for upgrade.
So go have a look on WePC.com, have a look at that, and then that is your $300 build. If you get it now, click on the links on there, and stuff might be available before Christmas. I'm not sure. Have a look. AIO. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be really trying to put any force onto a CPU.
No.
You have to be very, very careful with your CPU. A little bit of thermal paste, if it doesn't already have a thermal pad applied. Was it like a pea size amount? Really small amount.
Yeah, just a small pea.
Just put it on. I mean, you don't have to treat it gently, but
yeah, it's not made of glass, but don't
force the pressure in there.
Slap it on there and crush it, and tighten it in a cross pattern as well. So you do top left, bottom right. Yeah. Top right, bottom left, crisscross, because you want to keep even pressure.
Yeah. Zion, how many frames do you get in which game? I mean, a $300 build, you need to be realistic that you're probably not going to get 120 frames a second out of, Call of Duty or something like that. It's a $300 build really is a low settings build for games that aren't massively demanding. But what a $300 build does is it opens a door to the world of PC gaming, and then you can add to that later on. You can upgrade your PC, all that sort of nice stuff later on. But if you're working to a budget right now, $300 is enough to get a PC and then add to it as you go on. Hey WePC, do you all know what the best gaming PC you can get for $600 that is pre-built, preferably on Amazon DE, because I'm in Europe, would really need one for my birthday. I have a tight budget. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% familiar with Amazon DE. We generally look at Amazon US and Amazon UK. We don't always look at Amazon in Germany. But if you do go over to WePC pre-built, what was your budget? About 600. Here's one for under 800. Generally, you do tend to get very similar stuff in Amazon across Europe, UK, US, stuff like that. So I don't think there'll be too much of an issue. I mean,
stuff ships internationally, doesn't it?
So yeah, stuff does ship internationally. These CyberPower ones were really, really popular over...
they were good as well.
Yeah, really good and really popular over Black Friday, wasn't it? Should we see what they're saying? I mean, that's 800. What was your budget? 600.
I don't want to build one, I want to say.
What about this?
They want to pre-built.
That Skytech Blaze was alright, how much was that? Let's have a look. Oh, no, expensive. I buy power. I mean, $700. That might be somewhere around €600. I don't know.
I'm not too sure on the conversion between dollars and euros.
Yeah.
To be fair.
My advice, Eddie Perla? I don't know. Eddie Perla. Get yourself over to WePC.com, have a look at the pre-built page, and see what we've got on there, and then see if they sell that stuff in your region. I believe you just hit check price. It might take you to your region.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about it, UK. Yeah.
So if you go look at that one there, like we're in the UK right now, so if I just hit check price, it should take me to some pretty decent pre-builts from my region. So that's probably going to be quite helpful for you. Okay, so let me get rid of that. That is our $800 build. Let's move on to the $1,500 build, which is this one. That I'm quite excited for. Yeah. What's this person saying? Does the thermal paste just stick to it? Yep.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to get off the CPU once you put it on. Actually, putting a cooler on it, if it gets a good stick, it's hard to pull it off.
Okay, I see. This is my first PC, but your $400 version will at least a little better, right? Yeah, I mean the difference between a $300 and $400 build won't be as significant as what we've just done between an $800 and $1,500 build, but it is an improvement. You've got an extra $100 to put into it. You're going to get a little bit more out of it. So moving on to the $1,500, written by everyone's favourite author, Ben Johnson. This has got a 5600X. So this is new gen.
It is new gen.
Currently unavailable though. It's probably just got out of stock.
That's just running joke. It's very 2020 of it, isn't it?
Oh my god. Yeah. Stock issues in 2020 are a joke. I mean, if you can't get all of the 5600X, which is kind of what we were wanting to go with this particular build, 3900X, something like that is probably
just whatever,
pretty much equivalent.
At this point, it's just whatever you can get hold of.
Yeah, any sort of high-end CPU you can get hold of, just buy.
You can't. Yeah, you're not really allowed to be picky, to be honest.
Yeah.
You just have to get what you can.
I know. But I benchmarked that 5600X on some pretty CPU heavy games. I do remember it being pretty good on Flight Sim. To be honest, and Flight Sim's pretty demanding.
Yeah, it is a CPU.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So let's move on. Oh, that comes with a cooler as well. There you go. There's your Wraith cooler. GPU. We've gone with a 5700 XT, the power colour Radeon RX 5700 XT, not 5600. Available from these sellers.
$799. You can buy a 3080 with that.
You could buy a 3080 with that. This is another issue with 2020, is because there's little availability, the prices of everything has just done this. But that I mean, 5600s that we saw in the previous build, 5700 in this build, again, it's not like a huge generational jump, but there will be a jump there in terms of FPS and stuff. I'm pretty sure, did we test Cyberpunk with this?
We've got a 5700X, I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
It's over there.
I'm pretty confident that we did test Cyberpunk with this and got some pretty decent results. Obviously, no ray tracing for AMD on Cyberpunk right now. But yeah. Oh, our fan, Ishmael, you're back. Nice to see you, mate. Hey, so I watched Toasty Bros before. Right, these guys built a 350 to 450 PC that got at least 120 to 144 frames. Okay.
On what setting?
On what setting?
What resolution? I mean, 720p maybe, but
yeah. I mean, that's it. Sometimes in some games you don't necessarily need to play in 4K. If you're happy enough to play in 720p on low settings, then you probably could push it to 120, 104, 44 frames, but you're probably not going to get 120 to 144 frames in ultra settings at 4K out of a $350 or $450 PC.
No, I'd put money on the fact you can't.
How much?
A lot. Don't prove me. In fact, yeah, prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
You'll make me not. You'll make it so I don't have to get a 3080.
Yeah.
Which would be good.
So moving on, I believe this is exactly the same RAM as we saw in the previous build.
Nice.
Which obviously looks amazing and has that weird eye picture.
Really intense. Like,
really intense.
I don't know, because that looks kind of like. I don't know.
Strategically lethal, that innit?
Strategically lethal.
It's just like, this RAM will help you destroy things.
Alright, Paul.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week,
It's
mate.
been a long week.
But yeah, obviously, 3600 megahertz. That's CL18 that you were talking about, being very, very good. Looks like pretty decent. Again, 2 sticks, 16 gigs. Yeah. Now, this is a jump from the previous build. Previous build was the external SSD, which, let me bring it up, it was this one here. So yeah, this SATA internal SSD versus the M.2 NVMe. So what would you say was the big difference between these two types of SSD drives?
Well, NVMe isn't limited by, like, you know, obviously SATA bandwidth, stuff like that, speed. So it's plugged directly into your motherboard. So obviously you're getting that really fast, like proper lightning speed you can milk out of it. And it's obviously like it's double the capacity as well. So you're getting like ultra fast speed that's double the capacity. It's like, I saw it a second ago. Where was it? 3,400 megabytes per second. That's read speed.
Yeah.
So that's pretty quick. I wonder what write speed is. Does it say anywhere?
No, it just says, maybe if we scroll down. No.
Oh yeah, 2,000. Performance levels of.
Oh, read and write. So it reads at 3,500 and writes at 2,500 megabytes a second.
That's fast.
That is. Does it say on the other
It's
one?
like 2 gig.
Does it say what the read-write speed is on this? Read speed 550
Exactly.
versus 3,500, mate.
Exactly. It's yeah. Nearly 5
Yeah.
or 6 times.
So this is where you have like no issue at all in loading all those textures on Cyberpunk versus your mechanical HDD.
Well, did that good? I bought one just for one game.
What, this?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not one of them specifically, but an NVMe drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah. I mean, that sort of data says all, doesn't it? It's what, I don't know, 1,000 times fast. Not 1,000.
That would be very good value.
60 or 70% faster, I don't know, off the top of my head, something like that. Eddie Papla. Hey, I think I found a good pre-built in my country, Cyprus. Is it good? We're not going to click that link just because sometimes people send links and it's porn. So we're going to avoid that. We'll take a look at it later when the live stream's done. But moving on swiftly. PSU fully modular. So with like cheaper builds, from what I've seen, you get the non-modular PSUs, and then you get the semi-modular ones kind of in the middle, and then you know the higher end builds, it's always like fully modular. Wow. Discuss.
It's just like if you've got like a massive like all singing all dancing PC, you're gonna want it to be like tidy at least. And usually the big fancy glass cases have, unfortunately, glass back panels as well, so you can see that nest of horrible cables you've just stuffed at the back of the power supply. So for like a fully modular PSU, you don't have to do all that because you've got minimal amount of cables, because like with your NVMe, so there's no SATA, there's no like Molex. You've got your fully modular PSU, so you haven't got all the bundles of cables that you don't need, like that fan connector they haven't used since 2005. You know, with
Yeah.
it, and it's just a lot tidier. They tend to look better. They're never like red and yellow cables,
Yeah.
mustard cables, are horrible. It's just cleaner, nice.
Yeah.
It's more, you're paying, at the end of the day, it's a higher price because you're paying for convenience.
Yeah.
But they
essentially,
are
it
so
does
much
kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
It just doesn't come
yeah.
with all the
Yeah,
junk
it's
of
exactly
wires
the
that you
same
don't
thing.
need.
And
Yeah.
it's crossfire ready, which means it has at least 2 PCIe slots for cables in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Crossfire is just AMD's SLI.
Yeah. Cool. Motherboards. It's an Asus Tough Gaming X570 Plus.
Was the other one an X570 or an X550?
I think it was an X550, the other one. So this is X570. Should we have a look? Oop, wrong one. Oh, it's B550.
B550.
Yeah. Why do I keep pressing the wrong
I've
button?
got this motherboard's a gen above mine, I think. I've got an X470.
Okay. Let's have a look at it. There we go. So we've got 4 slots for your RAM, and this one, which is different from the previous one that we looked at, has got 2 of your PCIe slots, and both of them are X16. So if you did have 2 GPUs, you can put them in SLI.
Yeah, you're not
join them together. Yeah, you're not limiting one of them.
Not limiting one with bandwidth, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I quite like the Tough Gaming ones. I've sort of built a few PCs now with this. You've got your M.2 slot there in the middle. Is it just one though? I think it is just one. Oh no, there's a heatsink one there.
There's
Yeah.
always one hidden somewhere in there. Like,
Yeah, there's
sometimes
your-
a bit difficult to spot.
There's your another
Heatsink.
M.2
Yeah.
with a heatsink on top, so it's kind of hidden a little bit. Why do some motherboards have fans in them?
Well, it's like you got like VRM chips and stuff like that. Some of them need cooling, especially if you've got like an overclock ready motherboard.
Yeah,
Like we're getting ready to pump more juice than necessarily is required. for
Yeah.
it, and that makes things hot. So sometimes there's chips on the motherboard that need cooling, that need active cooling rather than passive cooling, and that's
Yeah.
why you get fans on them. That's active cooling.
cool. What's people saying in the comments? Yeah, I just joined this whole PC thing. I'm so confused on everything. Every store I go to keeps saying 1,000 and up.
It's because they're trying to sell you something for a
'Cause-
grand and up.
Yeah, they're trying to sell you a lot, mate. I mean, it comes down to whatever games you want to play, what budget you've got. But there are cheaper options out there. But generally, it's kind of like a mid-range, top end of mid-range. I'd say is probably 1,000, which is going to give you very good gameplay. So this is the pre-built that you're looking to buy. CPU AMD Ryzen 5 2600X. Cooler on the cooler. GPU is 580. A320M motherboards. G-Skill RAM is good. I do like G-Skill RAM.
G-Skill red. Or it might be an
Yeah.
RGB.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if there's a G-Skill red. Not sure. Might be. Don't know. Team Group 512GB PSU Corsair.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, the SSD's Team Group. Okay.
It looks okay. I mean,
How
with the 2600X and the RX 580, I'd probably say that's a low end. Oh no, we've frozen. Have we? Oh no, there we go. Yeah, I'd probably say, for my kind of opinion on that, is the live stream frozen? Mitch,
No, it's back up.
check the live stream.
Back up.
Is it?
Yeah. We're moving.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Hello? No, we're not. We're frozen.
Oh, now we are again, yeah. Back again.
Out. Is it? Is it pretty much live or is it? Yeah. See, our stream seems to have gone a bit dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like frozen on my. Ooh. I think we're frozen.
It just keep coming back, but going again.
Yeah. Let's see if we'll catch up a minute. Give it a minute to catch up. There we are. Yeah, we're still talking about the motherboards. I think let's crack on and just assume it's working.
It will catch up eventually.
Yeah.
It's just assume that. Yeah.